the flame,
Yeah.
there shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter; none shall save thee.
Yeah. Yeah. So like the stars, because they're you can see the stars. You know what I'm saying? Everybody sees America in their glory. You know.
So high.
And they're high. So but they're about to be brought down low. You know. That's why Yahweh said, "I beheld Satan as what? As lightning, right? Come down."
It says, verse 30, back in Matthew chapter 24, verse 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So, the Son of Man is referring to Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
And Yahweh Shai shall appear in the heaven when he returns. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
Yeah.
All the 18 nations on the planet Earth. All right. It says, and they're gonna mourn.
They're gonna mourn because they're gonna know who it is.
Yeah.
Somebody could get Revelation 1 and what's that? 1 and 7 is it? Is it 1 and 7? All eyes shall see him. And they're gonna know. They're gonna be like, they ain't gonna be like, no, those are aliens. Because first of all, this word, remember, it's gonna reach throughout the whole world. It's happening now as we speak. That's why I say, how this thing is close, brothers. This thing could happen. I'm hoping this year, but prophecy has to play out. Like I said, I'm hoping, man, by hopefully next year. It's things are happening so fast and so much. You know what I'm saying? So this thing could happen next year, man. And when they're gonna see, they're gonna mourn, because they're gonna say, oh, it's the end of our world, man. And the Son of the Most High is coming to destroy us.
Yeah, I got Revelation.
Okay.
It says, Revelation 1 and 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him.
Every eye, man. Every eye. All people, and how they gonna do that? A lot of they're gonna look up and see. They're gonna see the chariots, man. There's gonna be millions of them. All right. It's gonna be a lot of angels, man.
Yep. It says, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him.
Yeah, which lets you know that it's those same Roman soldiers that were back then during his crucifixion. They are alive now. And if they, more than likely, if they were centurions back then in the military then, they have to be in military positions now. You know what I'm saying?
It says, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, Amen.
Yeah, and they're wailing, not any happy tears, man. they shitting bricks. Because they're about to be destroyed. You know what? Let's get 2nd Ezra 13. You had something?
Yeah, I got something.
All right, after that, get 2nd Ezra 13. Just go into it.
This is
that'll be the perfect chapter to get into before we shut down, before we close this.
This is Baruch 4 and 3. I'm gonna start at verse 31. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great.
Where's that at? Where's that at?
Baruch, the 4th chapter. This is verse 33. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, because all these nations.
Joel, the 3rd chapter.
Yep. Also Lamentations, the 4th chapter.
Lamentations, 4th chapter.
Yep. And
That's
they all rejoiced at our ruin and our fall.
And they all had their hands on Israel at one point or another, as far as having us in slavery, man. They had the best. Israelites, we got the best women, man. They had our women, Reading
on, it says, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure. And she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time.
That links up with Isaiah 34. It's gonna be a big ass desert, man.
Isaiah 13.
Hey, see, that's all prophecy. You see how good it makes me feel, man?
right.
Because it paints a picture of what's about to happen. Now, having that in mind, how you gonna lose faith? You can't. You see it. They saw it, you know?
I got a quick precept.
Yeah.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 17. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught.
Yeah.
And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off. So that fire, which is the fire from the ICBM nuclear missiles, which are 200 million ICBM nuclear missiles, okay, that's going to hit America. And once they hit, it's going to take 1 hour for them to utterly destroy this place, man.
Yeah.
All right, 1 hour.
Yeah.
Literally
Well,
1
yeah,
hour.
because let's say Russia shoot their missile, right? Their missiles, right? And this is just Russia or whatever, whoever. From where it's at to get here, they said it takes about 15 minutes, brothers.
20 times. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That fast. That's so how fast you think Yahweh Shai is coming with those chariots? They pretty much is gonna be like this. Whoop, whoop. That's how it's gonna seem. The only way to capture that is gonna be through I'm just hypothetically saying, because you ain't gonna have nobody with a camera taking shots of that, because motherfuckers gonna be burning. I'm just saying, to see all that happening, you gotta slow your shit down, man. All right.
Oh, it says when the elect get beamed up in the twinkling of an eye.
Right.
Yeah, it's like-
Right. In a moment, yeah, we're gonna change. You know, we're gonna put on those immortal bodies. You know what I'm saying? Just like Yahweh Shai. And it's all gonna happen fast, man. This is gonna be, and then after that, this is like Job said. This is gonna be all like a bad dream, man. Like a dream, you know? Like, nah, this didn't happen to us, man. It's gonna seem that way, but it did.
That was it.
Now we got 2nd Ezra 13.
Yeah, I got it. So this is 2nd Ezra 13:1. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that a man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
The thousands. I ain't say 1,000. I said the thousands of heaven. His host, his military, man. The angels, which they've been itching to get at Esau's ass, man.
Yeah.
You got brothers saying, man, I can't wait to get what? The angels and that's, I'm thinking that's probably why they keep bringing them. They keep on showing chariots around the sun, the moon. They doing drills, man. They getting ready. And look at the angels. They get down too. Don't forget about those angels dressed in gold. They look like young men. They kicked Heliodorus' ass. They said they were young. They were they were dressed decked in like gold or something, you know. And they kicked this dude's ass. They eat him like Cracker's ass, man. They fucked his shit up.
It says, and lo, the man waxed strong with thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
Damn.
Like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men.
That's talking about the chariot shooting those beams, man.
Yep.
You know?
Like that movie War of the Worlds.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep, Independence Day. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, and flew up upon it.
Now imagine, now this building right here in front of us, that's a pretty big building, wouldn't y'all say? Yeah. Imagine a ship 10 times that size. Cause that's small compared to a mountain, you know, an actual big ass mountain, right? Now imagine probably 10 of those, man. And they said that, I saw this thing on Netflix. It was these Edomites, they did a documentary on chariots. They said over Israel, they saw a chariot that looked like a big gigantic building, man, just floating. No, actually, they said it would just stop, sitting there, and it looked like a big ass. It looked like a big ass. It was square and shit, and it said it even had like windows and shit, sort of, you know. And then it took off, just like that. First of all, just being that size, that's amazing, right? And then something that size to take off so fast, you know?
Disappear, you know.
Disappear, reappear. Make itself small. It could make itself big. It could, if it wants to, dip into the water, come out the water. How can you mess with technology like that?
It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Talking about what? That spiritual power that the Lord had, man. That he had, right? It says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon a multitude which prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
Yeah, because and that's another thing, man. The men of the Lord, when all this happened, we're gonna be afraid, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have mixed emotions. It's gonna be like, we're gonna be, seeing the chariots, we're gonna be happy, but down here seeing shit, we're gonna be like, oh. Yeah. So it's gonna be like, yo, please, Lord, until he actually save us, please, Lord, save me and save me quick. There's gonna be so much shit happening, man. Remember, it's a time that has never been before, never. And for us to see that, it's gonna be like one of them movies and shit, except you're in it. You're gonna feel the full effect of it, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 12. Afterward, I saw the same man come down from the mountain, and called unto him another peaceable multitude. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awaked and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe unto them woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and I much more, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. Yeah, that's a 2/3. 2/3, man.
More, it said more woe. Much more woe unto them.
Yep. I'll read it again. For as I conceive in mine understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. It says, for they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understanding I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them, and to those that are left behind, Therefore, they come into great perils.
Yeah, they left behind. In other words, they ain't go up in the chariots, man. Oh, we good? Okay.
says-
yeah, so go ahead, read that last
Right, it
verse.
says, therefore, are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare.
Okay, so with that, you know, we close. Hey, look, the battery was about to. The battery is completely dead right now. It's still going though. The spirit. So with that, we're gonna say shalom to the elect, death to Esau and the other nations, man, and may Yahweh Shai come quickly. Shalom.
Shalom.